Hello everyone. Welcome to the next video of our Dudes UI UX course and the UX series. And in this video, we're going to talk about key principles of UX design. And I am Salman, and I'm going to teach you, not teach you, I'm going to explain you how these laws are actually powerful. So we're going to see only the primary and core laws of UX. So this will give you a really powerful idea on how laws of UX work and how big brands like Swiggy incorporate or integrate these laws into their design. Without wasting any time, let's get started. See, UX design isn't just vibes and creativity, okay? It's grounded in science, psychology, and well, laws. No, not the lawyer kind of laws. These are laws of UX that guide how users interact with your designs. And what better way is there to explain than using examples from Swiggy? Let's get started then. Okay, a simple formula: science plus psychology is UX laws. Now, without wasting time, let's move to the next part, that is Jacob's law. Jacob's law states that users spend most of their time on other websites or apps. So, they expect your design to work like the ones they already know. So don't reinvent the wheel, just make it roll smoother. So this example is of Swiggy's homepage. See, Swiggy's layout isn't unique, but that's the point. The search bar is right at the top, similar to Amazon or Zomato or whatever e-com app that you're gonna see. So users instantly know where to look. Familiarity saves time. So if instead of this, if search bar was somewhere below, that would be harder to find, right? Now, one more example is if you see the product page of every e-commerce app in the desktop part or any mobile part, every e-commerce app's design is similar to each other. Now, suppose if you are placing the product image on the right side instead of left, that is a new type of design which people might get confused. So that's what Jacob's law tell. They expect a design to work like the ones they already know. So don't reinvent the wheel. Okay, cool. Now, moving on to the next law, what we have here is Fitts law. So, what Fitts law says is the time it takes to interact with something depends on its size and distance. I'm going to tell it again. The time it takes to interact with something depends on its size and distance, which means, for example, bigger buttons and closer placements is equal to faster clicks. Okay. Now, example of this is Swiggy's pay button. In the cart, as you can see, this is exactly placed right below your right thumb so that you click it quicker. So the place order button is big, bold, and at the bottom of the screen, right where your thumb naturally rests. No hunting, no delays, right? So just tap it and boom, everything else will be taken care of. Now, I hope you understood Fitt's law here. Next law is Hick's law. So what Hick's law tells is the more options you give, the longer users will take to decide. So keep it simple or they'll drown in choice anxiety. Now, if you see, Hick's law can be explained in multiple ways with Swiggy's design, but I have chosen this one. As you can see, it instantly gives you a menu icon where you can click and see what all options you have instead of just seeing everything one by one, right? So this is one example of Hick's law. Another example is Swiggy doesn't throw 100 filters at you. It sticks to essentials like ratings, bestsellers. So these are like quick filters, right? So this lets you pick without overthinking. Now imagine if it had 50 filters here. That would be panic mode, right? So this is how Hick's thing works. More options is equal to slower decisions. Now let's move on to the next one. Next example is of Miller's law. What Miller's law tells us is users can hold about 7 plus or minus 2 in their short term memory, which means 5 or wait, my math is really bad. 5 or 9, yeah, 5 or 9 elements in their short term memory. Okay. Now, what Miller's law tells is Miller's law is kind of similar to uh, the Hick's law. Okay. Now, what you're gonna do here is let me give you an example. See, users can hold about 7 items, 7 plus or minus 2 items in their short term memory. Now, if you overload them with information, they'll forget or ignore half of it. Now, what you can do is, now when you scroll through Swiggy's menu, you see the dish name, okay, and you see the price, you see one liner details, no unnecessary clutter. It's easy to scan and pick. Now, what I'll do here, as you can see, the title is one, non veg or veg is one, and the price, a one liner detail like this, a rating. And if you want to see more details, they have given you the button to do it, right? So, you only store one, two, three, four, five. Not even five, I guess. Only four elements in your short term memory. Now, what you'll do is you'll have this in your memory. And now, if I want to compare these two, I can quickly compare, right? So, this is how Swiggy plays with Miller's Law. Now, next up is the Gestalt principles. Okay. Now, see, the Gestalt principles is not a single law, it has multiple laws under it, but there are core laws. So, the first Gestalt principle is law of proximity. So, what law of proximity says is elements close to each other are seen as related. As you can see, now tell me how many group is here. How many groups are here? I mean, yeah. I hope you're clear. This is one group. This is the second group, and this is the third group. Cool, right? Now, in a visual way, Swiggy groups some items or some elements so that the users understand that they are grouped together. These are a group. These are a group. These are a group. Right? Now, I hope you understood with this law of proximity. Next up is the law of similarity. See, elements that look alike are perceived as belonging together. Now, see, whatever design they have given here, right? You already know that this is a restaurant, this is another restaurant, and this is also another restaurant. So, Swiggy's restaurant screen with repeated restaurant cards is an example here. Every restaurant card looks the same, so users immediately know each card is about a different restaurant. So I hope you understood it. Now let's move on to the next one, Gestalt law of continuation. So what it tells is our eyes naturally follows lines or curves. Now in this case, Swiggy's checkout screen has a vertical step by step flow sort of thing, right? So the checkout flow guides your eyes from top to bottom, from order details to delivery to payment, so you don't miss a step, right? So I hope you understood this also. Now next comes law of closure. Our minds fill in gaps to see complete shapes. Our basic let me tell you again. Our minds fill in gaps to see complete shapes. Now, here it is an example of Swiggy's logo, which is a more easier example. See, look at Swiggy's logo. The S isn't fully drawn, but your mind completes it instantly. So that's closer in action. So this can also be an S, right? But you can also imagine a location or map point pin icon, right? So yeah. Next is symmetry, law of symmetry. Now, what Swiggy does here is we find the law of symmetry states that we find symmetrical designs more pleasing and balanced. In Swiggy's order summary, as you can see, the balance in Swiggy's order summary feels organized and calming. So thanks to symmetry, as you can see, everything is symmetrical, everything is consistent, it looks really good. So yeah, so this is one example of law of symmetry. Now these were the core and primary laws of UX. Now if you want to see more of it and more laws of UX, what you can do is you can go to lawsofux.com, as in my screen, lawsofux.com, and here you can see bunch of laws in UX that you can learn and you can understand things. Right? Jacob's law, cool, right? Cognitive load, Doherty threshold. These are additional laws that you can learn by yourself, which you'll be doing in your assignments. Now, another thing would be grow.design. So, this is another example. If you want to learn more about psychology, or if you want to learn more about case studies, obviously you can do it. But yeah, so here you can find psychological information, psychological meaning of social proof, mental models, and what about time, memory, and you can learn everything here. All right, and they even have case studies for each of these examples. That is really super cool, right? So I hope you understood what I was trying to tell. So I hope you understood the video on key principles of UX design, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.